So at work today, my coworker Anthony blew my fucking mind with a Scream idea during lunch break. And typically my other coworker James and I, we talk about Scream quite often during lunch break, coming up with better ideas as to how we would have made Scream 5 and so on and so forth. Just a lot of Scream garble, for lack of a better word. Why Scream 6 is doomed without Sidney, because it fucking is. You're wrong if you think otherwise. All that jazz you've heard me spew about before. And then out of nowhere, Anthony just comes at me with this idea. An idea that's been done in horror movies before. It's nothing new or completely original, but for Scream, this idea blew my fucking mind. It totally flipped my lunch tray. Not only has this idea never been done within the Scream franchise, but it would be absolutely perfect for a Scream sequel. Let's dive in. So this idea that I keep going on and on and on about is basically this in a nutshell. What if one of the Scream movies took place at an isolated cabin in the woods? This was his idea. And this instantly hit everybody with this wave of possibilities surrounding the idea. Just so much fucking potential. And I know, you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, but we've seen isolation horror movies plenty of times before. And yes, you are right. But not with a Scream movie we haven't. Just picture this, okay? Let me give you a synopsis of an isolation horror Scream sequel. Northern California, out in the woods somewhere, middle of nowhere, okay? Sidney Prescott and her hubby and their kids are just hanging out, enjoying life, enjoying seclusion. Then suddenly her cell phone rings, and instead of a long, drawn-out Ghostface conversation, per the usual, Ghostface just says something like, "Gotcha," or "Found ya," and hangs up. And the next thing you know, Ghostface just starts laying siege to the cabin. I don't know if it would be one Ghostface or multiple ones, but either way, just start laying waste to the house. Molotov cocktails through the windows, gunfire, because apparently that's a thing now, whatever. Just something that gets the action going almost immediately. And until the movie ends, the action simply never, ever lets up. And this makes for such an intense runtime. Give the audience maybe 5 minutes of breathing time in the opening minutes of the film, and that's it. Let the rest of the fucking movie just absolutely be relentless. No pauses, no breaks, anxiety-reducing scenes of tranquility, just straight-up Ghostface savagery for 80+ minutes straight. And they're out in the fucking woods too, so maybe Ghostface brings a cell phone scrambler or something, once he's made the call to Sidney so nobody else can call in or out. And once the house itself is compromised, it's just a chase movie through the fucking woods. Cat and mouse. In a Northern California forest, no less. And maybe nobody's even really armed. Maybe Sidney has no knives or guns. Maybe she couldn't get to her gun. Maybe her husband couldn't get to his gun. Not even as much as a knife. They're just on their own. It's just them and the one or the two or the three or the four Ghostface killers. Possibly armed, possibly with vehicles of their own, straight up hunting Sidney and her family through the California woods. We're not worried about rules or franchise norms or any of that stuff. Nothing that we normally associate with Scream. It's just a straight up action horror movie turned up to 11. How awesome would that be? To me, this would have been loads and loads better of an idea than what they did with Scream 5. And way more intriguing a concept to me than anything we've been shown for the forthcoming Scream 6. So what did you think about this idea? Let me know in the comments below. Love you, babe. Now get the fuck out of my face. Thank you so much for hanging out, and as always, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell to stay informed on all things TobattoVision. And if for some reason you just can't get enough of me and want more, check out my other YouTube channels as well, and feel free to hit me up on social media, where stuff really gets weird. I'll see you next time.